Guardiola believes Moresa will be successful at Chelsea. The duel between teachers and students was presented when Pep Guardiola met Enzo Moresa in the Manchester City versus Chelsea match. Guardiola believes Moresa will be successful at Chelsea. Manchester City, who faced Chelsea in a pre-season trial match at the Ohio Stadium, Columbus, United States, ended with Manchester City winning 4-2 over Chelsea. This match becomes a duel between teachers and students. Moresa was Guardiola's assistant at Manchester City in 2022-2023. He then left to coach Leicester City. His success in bringing Leicester City promotion to the Premier League this season has made Chelsea interested in recruiting him. Guardiola admitted that he was happy to meet Moresa again. He admitted that his time working with Moresa was very special. This man from Spain also believes that Moresa will be successful at Chelsea. Guardiola always wishes the best for his former assistant's career, said Guardiola. I'm very happy. We spent a special year, but more than that, when he was in the under-23 team, he was a very good person. He and his family. He did a very good job at Leicester. I wish him well best for him, because he deserves it. Good people deserve the best. As a manager, to be successful, the most important thing is that you have to believe deeply in something. And whatever the outcome, stick to that idea. That's why he believes in what he does. He will be successful. I don't know when, but he will reach for it. Stan Collymore comments on Victor Osimhen's possible move to Chelsea in the ongoing summer transfer window. He said that the Nigerian international would be under pressure to make his wish come true if the transfer did go through given his high price tag. Africa's Player of the Year is currently seeking to leave the Diego Maradona Stadium, with the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain said to be interested. However, the obstacle in the deal is Osimhen's release clause of €130 million. Stan Collymore has pointed out that some of Chelsea's key signings in the past have not lived up to expectations and explained why Osimhen could fail at the Blues. Collymore said to Court Offside, that player, whoever it is talked about far beyond whether they were good, bad, or indifferent on the pitch. It's always expected that a record signing will make a difference, which I think is very unfair. The signing of a great player who will not only entertain us, but will also become an icon for his club and the entire Premier League. That might happen to Victor Osimhen if rumors of his move to Chelsea are true, because those absurd numbers then put unfair pressure and expectations on him. Chelsea have confirmed the departure of midfielder Andre Santos, who joined sister club Strasbourg on loan for the 2024-2025 season. Santos spent the second half of last year on loan at Strasbourg after a poor spell at Nottingham Forest, and he wasted no time making his mark in France. There was significant interest in Santos' services from across Europe this season, with Borussia Dortmund even mentioned as potential suitors, but Chelsea instead chose to send the midfielder back to Strasbourg. Previous reports suggested Santos' loan to Strasbourg would not be formalized until after Chelsea's pre-season tour of the United States, but the Brazilian instead left early to rejoin the French side, now led by former Hull City boss Liam Rosenior. FIFA rules state that clubs are only allowed to agree 6 overseas loan deals at any given time, with only club-trained players under the age of 21 exempt from the rule. Chelsea have reportedly received the latest offer from Atletico Madrid for Conor Gallagher. But there are big question marks surrounding the player in question. With Enzo Moresa coming in as a tactician, Conor Gallagher's future has been widely speculated about. In fact, Moresa has reportedly confirmed that Gallagher is not part of his plans and will only be a squad player. This situation then sparked interest from other clubs. Atletico Madrid is the one who seems most serious about signing him. Goal reported that Chelsea had proposed Atletico as a potential new club for Conor Gallagher 4 days before the start of Euro 2024. Gallagher reportedly refused. This week, Chelsea was also reported to have received a concrete offer from Atletico Madrid. The two clubs reached an agreement, but the player concerned was stated to still be reluctant to move. This situation has undoubtedly raised suspicions about whether Conor Gallagher is determined to stay at Chelsea, even though Enzo Moresa has confirmed that the player's style does not match his strategy. This will have an impact on his playing minutes. Now, Atletico Madrid seems to have run out of patience waiting for Conor Gallagher. The Spanish club gave an ultimatum. As reported by Sky Sports, Atletico Madrid asked Conor Gallagher to immediately give his final decision. He was given only until this weekend. When the deadline runs out, it is possible that Atletico Madrid will withdraw its offer to Chelsea, aka cancel buying Conor Gallagher, who so far also seems determined to fight for his place in London Blue, even though that might mean he will be a bench warmer. Chelsea's goalkeeper stock has increased with the arrival of Philip Jorgenson from Villarreal. Who will be the main goalkeeper, and who will be left out? Jorgenson was recruited for €24.5 million and contracted for 7 seasons. Even though he is still young, he is the main goalkeeper for the Yellow Submarine, with 36 appearances in La Liga last season. Quoted by The Athletic, Jorgenson said, "This transfer is a dream come true. I am very enthusiastic about joining Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I can't wait to get to know everyone and play with my new teammates." Jorgenson's presence adds to the shortage of Chelsea goalkeepers. There are still 7 names, others who are still under contract, namely Robert Sanchez, George Petrovic, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Marcus Bettinelli, Eddie Beach, Gabriel Slonina, and Lucas Bergstrom. Last season, Sanchez, Petrovic, and Bettinelli were the 3 main goalkeepers. Taking turns appearing last season, it is predicted that he will stay with Jorgenson 30 times last season, while Sanchez 21 times. However, there is a chance that one of the two will leave in order to find playing time, because he is the only one goalkeeper who was present during the Enzo Maresca era. However, it is possible that he was bought to provide competition to Sanchez or Petrovic. Osimhen joins, Gallagher signs contract, 4 players sold. Quoted by Football London, how Moresa can do various things and prepare for the 2024-2025 season. The following is what must be done to get the best results. 1. Osimhen's signature. If Victor Osimhen joins, then Chelsea's chances of returning to the top flight of European football increase drastically. However, the transfer fee is likely to be around £113 million, and Osimhen has never played in England before. But there is no reward without risk. Chelsea will not be back to where they need to be if a deal for the second-grade option continues to be considered. If they get rid of Romelu Lukaku in the process, either through a player swap then a loan, plus an obligation to buy, then so much the better. Osimhen is the game winner. He is a world-class striker who is screaming for someone to buy him. 2. Trim the squad. There are too many players on the roster, and that doesn't help anyone. The U21 development team is currently filled with players who have no future at the club or are signed as long-term prospects. What they are doing now is blocking the path to playing time for real academy prospects. The list of names includes, but is not limited to, Lukaku, Cesare Casade, David Datro Fofana, David Washington, Diego Moreira, Gabriel Slonina, Alex Matos, Angelo Gabriel, and Kepa Arrizabalaga. Then there are other players around the first team who will need football next season, such as Marc Guiu, Renato Vega, and Omari Kellyman. Not all of these players can achieve success at Chelsea, and only 6 at most can be loaned to other clubs. The fact that 4 of those positions will probably be filled sooner or later only complicates things. What about Cobham players hoping to play for a senior team somewhere? This model of mass recruitment of young players really needs to be done away with or cleaned up. Start by selling anyone from the list above who gets a good deal. Lukaku, Casade, Kepa, and Fofana are players who clearly have more value than others. 3. Fix things with Gallagher. Why would Conor Gallagher sign a 2-year contract with the option of a 3rd-year extension when a player whose achievements are much lower than him in the world of football? Especially for Chelsea, being offered contracts for almost a decade at the same time? Even if it were to make him one of the 5 highest-earning players at the club, it would be unfair and not right. His dispute with Chelsea is completely understandable, and is only hurting Maresca at the moment. Gallagher is a player Chelsea will find hard to replace on the pitch, and Kieran Duffy Hall is not included, although he almost counts, and has plenty of upside. The fact that he's been put through a lot and is still considering staying for at least another 12 months should tell you all you need to know. Kieran Duffy Hall discusses his debut match, outlines life under Enzo Maresca, and prepares for 3 big games ahead. It didn't take long for Kieran Duffy Hall to make an impression on his first Chelsea appearance. The midfielder's first appearance for the Blues was delayed due to injury, but after missing friendlies against Wrexham and Celtic, Duffy Hall was immediately at his best against Club America on Wednesday night. He created several chances when he carefully crossed for Mark Guiu to double the lead. The pass was emblematic of the positive performance Duffy Hall reflected on days later. Kieran Duffy Hall said, "Happy is the one word I would use to describe it. It's great to finally get on the pitch and wear this shirt. It feels great, and it's great to get to know the players on the pitch. I get to know them off the pitch too. Now I'm looking forward as pre-season progresses, I will get more game time for the start of the season. As a new player, you want to come straight in and show others what you can do, but I know there's no point for me to rush," he added. Duffy Hall on his recovery from injury. "The important thing is to make sure you do it right. The season is still long, and now I'm in good shape, so when the season starts, I'll be ready to play." Ben Chilwell is having difficulty adapting to his new position at Chelsea. The arrival of Enzo Maresca as Chelsea's new manager means that there will be players who will be excluded from selection to enter the first team. Maresca will definitely bring a different style of play from last season. Maresca uses a 3-4-2-1 formation, with the wing-back entrusted to 2 wingers and not to the full-back. That is what was seen in the first 2 friendly matches against Wrexham and Celtic. Even Reece James, who usually plays at right-back, was placed as a defensive midfielder with Romeo Lavia. That's why Chilwell didn't play at all in these 2 matches. There are indications that Chilwell is having difficulty adapting to the new position given by Maresca, namely as a defensive midfielder. Therefore, Maresca will continue to try to find the best way out for Chilwell. If not, there is a possibility that the 27-year-old defender will be sold this summer in order to increase the club's income. Quoted by the Daily Mail, Maresca said, "Chile is a left-back for sure. I always thought of him as a left-back. The situation is a bit complicated because we are trying to find the best solution for him in his playing position, but he may need time to adapt to the position. It's a bit difficult to find the right position for him. We want the players to be able to perform 100%, and certainly in the last 2-3 weeks, Malo and Reece will be able to play the way they want, and both of them can score assists, even more dangerous than their old positions because they are good at it. The last pass, they have the quality for that, both are very good."